So, a very good evening to everyone who has joined here. My name is Manish Verma, and I'll be just sharing my screen. And we'll start today's session. I hope my screen is visible to everyone. It will help to get some feedback. Is it visible? Can someone confirm if it is visible, please?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So today's session is increasing sales in the festive season. We are talking about the online sales here. And I'll just briefly introduce as to who we are. So we are the DigiDesign Group. DigiDesign is a digital marketing agency, and we are serving over 100 plus brand owners. DigiCart India is also a group company. We are a leading e-commerce player in the market, selling home and kitchen appliances, and we do about 20,000 units plus every month. eCOMically is providing support to the group on technology for warehousing, logistics, sales, and analytics. And True Turtle is a new brand launched, and as well as it is a platform also that we are doing. So it's a brand as well as a platform both. So we thought, why not have the knowledge that we have share with the other sellers also who want to come and make it big online, because as we see, the market is going to really rapidly increase. And yes, the portals will grow also, but the retail e-commerce, if I would put it, the D2C brands, that also will kind of grow a lot. So it's a huge opportunity. We just need to get things right there. So DigiCart India, if I talk about, we are having our 4 own managed warehouses across Bangalore, Bombay, and Gurgaon. We are premium sellers with Amazon, platinum sellers with Flipkart. And we are doing this all on just the support or the help of 4.5 colleagues of mine. So we have Jatin in data analytics, Nikhil in operations, Anurag in warehouse operations, Yogesh in the seller panel management, and Tarun accounts. We use his services for the other group companies also. So that is why I say 4.5. Why I focus this on is that I want to tell you that if you are really keen on building your online business, you don't need too great a setup, too much of a setup. And as you can see, I have put these snapshots here of the Amazon and the Flipkart business that we did last month. So of course, it was a festive season month. There were deals that were running from our side. People were coming to buy both on Amazon and Flipkart. And usually what we do around 19-20,000 units a month. As you can see that we did about 18,800 units plus 8,000 on Flipkart. So roughly around 27,000 units is something that we did last month. And the total GMV, I did mention that we do about 4 crore of GMV every month. That's about an average. This time we crossed over 6 CR, and that was for the first time that we crossed 6 CR. And that was a very good number for us. And we did prepare a lot. And I would like to thank each and every member from my team here whose picture you can see. Each and everyone contributed and is contributing. The story is not about today. The story is about how you plan. Whenever the big sale is coming, the festivals are coming. So all the sales are basically kind of put over the festivals that we are having. So usually you will find the festivals or the big holidays that we are having. So if I just clock the calendar or see the calendar, you will see that in January there would be a sale around 26th of January planned. In April, around the Navratris, you will find another kind of sale planned. Then you will find little lull periods during the summer months of May and June. Then in around July end or August, you will find, the kind of season kick starting. So basically around that time, the season for buying starts again in India as a culture. So you will see that in July end or August, there would be some kind of the sales coming. You can stop and ask question if you have any. So I'll be more than happy to answer. So you will see that in July end or August, this period again starts. And of course, the bumper things come around the Shera, which is the big billion day sales, as they call it, the big BBD. Now, what has happened is that we kind of have a duopoly when it comes to the marketplaces in India, with Amazon and Flipkart leading the way. So generally, they tend to announce the sales. Earlier, it used to happen on the Navratri period. Then we have seen that it has been getting preponed little by little to maybe somewhere in the Pitr Paksh, where it is not considered very auspicious to buy the stuff. But when the sale starts, it has been proven, now like that, I have been a seller for more than 5 years, that if the sale is there, the buyer will be there in India. And yes, there are spikes. If you have a seasonal product, there would be spikes during the season and little troughs during the off seasons. But more or less, you will have always a customer base to sell to, even during the off periods and of course during the season periods. So over these four sale periods, as I told you, something in January, something to watch out in April, then in August, and then of course in October, November period, there are you could say the small spikes or the small sales also, which are planned by these marketplaces, and usually the markets, the other portals, the other marketplaces, they follow them to have this, because usually there is a lot of interest in the buyers to purchase. And what we have seen is that what we have seen is that most of the buyers, they also hold on to their whatever they want to buy, they hold on to their carts. So they will add the things in the cart, and they will wait for 3 days, 4 days, 2 days, 1 week for the sale to happen or to start, so that they can buy. And that is why we see a huge spike during the first day of the sale. So like the first day of the sale this time around was, I think, on 8th of September, if I'm not wrong. It was a Sunday, I think. And we saw 8 times spike on the first day. So it was not only that it was 8 times, it was also that it was a kind of pent up demand which was there, which was building up. So people were waiting to buy the products, they were holding back their purchase. So we did see a slightly lull period before the sale started. So people were kind of adding on to their carts, they were waiting. And when they saw that the real value was delivered, that actually during the sale period, the prices were lower and they could get a good bargain, they did purchase. And that was the pent up demand that we saw kind of manifesting into a 8 times kind of a spike that we ourselves saw in our account. And the going has been pretty good, given that when I talked about October, so first 7 days were little less than normal sales, and the last 22 days kind of picked that up so much that we kind of got an increase of about roughly around 40% due to just those 22 days, 22, 23 days that had a good sale, that had a sale period announced in that. So yes, the festive season does work, and I do not know the profiles of much of the sellers here. There could be people who are wanting to start or who have just started, who are little intermediate, or maybe some advanced people also would be there. So I would also like to tell you that what exactly happens, or how you should approach this festive season sale. So very first, the most important point, reality check. आपको अपना रियलिटी चेक लेना है कि आपका करंट स्टेटस क्या है. आर यू अ रेगुलर सेलर और अ प्रेफर्ड सेलर? So when I say preferred seller, like we are the uh, uh, platinum sellers. I forgot the names. Yeah, the premium. We are the premium sellers with Amazon, and platinum sellers with Flipkart. So those are the topmost things that you have. Of course, on Flipkart there is diamond seller also, but that is like way huge, way huge. It's like something what we are doing 100 times of that. So maybe it's talking about very big brands who have a very big pocket uh, to uh, to look forward to spend a lot of money. So way too far, but we are doing very nice there. So there was a time we were regular seller, and with a lot of efforts and a lot of beating the competition, Thankfully, God willing, we got a few strategies of ours right. We started to gradually move into the preferred seller bucket. Preferred seller means that as Flipkart or Amazon they put it, they have various programs where you start getting some kind of a category management help in terms of people, your whatever issues are there, they get heard of very fast. There are people you can talk to, you can discuss, you come to know what's happening, what is the marketplaces, what are the marketplaces focusing on, and what you should be doing. So gradually we started moving into that bucket till we were the regular seller. And as we became the preferred seller also, there was something which is very common that you have to do, and which is you have to plan, plan, and plan. Nothing beats planning. I'll tell you that even during this sale period, there have been days where we got stock out. So stock out is kind of a harakiri or a suicide when it comes to that. You are running a sale period and then you get stock out, but it was not by much. So we got stocked out in, we have roughly around 35 SKUs, roughly around those number of SKUs we have across egg boilers, across ceiling fans, and across the gas stoves category that we are doing. And we got stocked out in 2 or 3 SKUs, which were relatively new. And despite we doing the projections very well, the numbers were so fast that we were not able to get those numbers or those volumes or those stocks into the warehouse at the right time. No problems. We would have lost about 3 or 4% of sales total because of that, but not more than that, because these 2, 3 SKUs were relatively new for us, and we did not know how would they perform during this festival season. And there was no issue in procurement and sending them to the warehouses. The issue that we faced was that so many people were trying to send their material to the warehouses. So there was a kind of a bottleneck there, and that is why I say plan, plan, and plan. So when I say plan, so if I just take the example, I started this webinar series only about, I think, 3, 4 months back. Why I did not take this, the online selling in the festive season earlier is क्योंकि जब मैंने ये चीज स्टार्ट किया था इन अबाउट जुलाई और अगस्त, तब तक प्लानिंग हमारी खत्म हो चुकी थी. So we had already planned, and we were already on the execution stage. So we were planning. So for the 8th October sale that kind of started, we were planning much before that. So for 8th October thing, हमारा मटेरियल 31st अगस्त तक जो हमारे को कम से कम नहीं तो आप समझ लीजिए दशहरा, यानी यू कुड से दैट अराउंड 22nd was दशहरा. I remember these days because we are like very very good and we have to follow these dates very well. तो मेरे को 22 अक्टूबर तक जो प्रोजेक्टेड माल बेचना था, उसकी प्लानिंग मैंने वेयरहाउस में इन्वर्ट कराने की 31st अगस्त के लिए ले रखी थी. दैट वाज लाइक 50 days prior, because I knew 8th को the sale will start. So I just had about 40 days before जब मेरे को इन्वर्ट कराना था. 31st का मैंने खुद का डेडलाइन लिया था. तो ऑफ कोर्स कई बार देर आर इश्यूज एट दी ग्राउंड लेवल, तो 5-7 दिन ऊपर हो जाता है. So even taking care into that, taking that also into the account, हमने 31st अगस्त का ये प्लान किया था कि 31st अगस्त तक जो भी हमारी 22 अक्टूबर यानी 50 दिन के बाद तक का जो भी प्रोजेक्टेड हमारी सेल्स है, वो हम ऑलरेडी 31st अगस्त तक हम उसको वेयरहाउसेस के अंदर डाल देंगे. And we would spread it across as many warehouses as are possible, be it in Bombay, Bangalore, West Bengal, Hyderabad, Gurgaon, Delhi. So we have about already I think about 7 GST registrations that we have. और जहाँ जहाँ पे हमारे को मौका मिल रहा था, जहाँ जहाँ पे हमारे पास स्पेस अवेलेबल था, हमने उसमें माल अपना डालना शुरू कर दिया. So what happened is, but natural, August and of course September का जो हमारा वेयरहाउसिंग का बिल था, जो हमारा जो एक्सपेंस था, वो बहुत बम्पर आया, बहुत हाइपर आया. इट वाज लाइक मोर देन डबल देन वी व्हाट वी यूजुअली पे. but the kind of numbers that we did in October, they justified for everything, that we were doing. So for 31st August, planning, we had to put in motion, the readiness for that with the sourcing through the factories or through the vendors. We had to reverse work that out कि मेरे को अगर 31 अगस्त तक ये माल चाहिए तो मेरे को आप ऐसे ऐसे दोगे तो आप अपना प्लानिंग करो. सो वी हैड ऑलरेडी स्टार्टेड दिस काइंड ऑफ अ प्लानिंग इन अराउंड द मंथ ऑफ मार्च और अप्रैल. हमने उस पर ऑलरेडी वर्क करना शुरू कर दिया. तो आप ये समझिए कि मेरे पास एक जुलाई अगस्त में भी एक सेल था जो मेरे को कवर करना था. बट जो ये वाला सेल था, दैट इज लाइक द फादर ऑफ ऑल द सेल्स और द फेस्टिव सीजन सेल ऑनलाइन, आई हैड ऑलरेडी स्टार्टेड टू प्रिपेयर अबाउट 5 to 6 months बैक. सो दिस इज द काइंड ऑफ लेवल ऑफ प्लानिंग दैट यू शुड डू. एंड आप बहुत ध्यान से सुनिएगा इस बात को. दिस इज समथिंग जिसपे आपकी कोई डिपेंडेंसी नहीं है कि आप रेगुलर सेलर हो या प्रेफर्ड सेलर हो. आपको कुछ नहीं करना है, आपको सिर्फ माल भरना है. दैट आई थिंक दैट यू कैन डू. Why I'm saying this is that because what happens is very often अच्छा माल जो है वो स्टॉक आउट हो जाता है. कॉम्पिटिटर का होगा, किसी और का होगा. If your material is there to be picked up, it will be picked up. There is so much of demand in the market. And also the other thing is that if you are present in say 4 or 5 warehousing locations, or the say like Hyderabad, you are present, Bangalore you are present, your inventory in Bombay it is present, in West Bengal it is present, in Delhi it is present. So then what happens is that your listing would be given a preferential a treatment, in the sense that people around that warehouse location will get to see your listing more times than even a superior product, which is a high rank product, but it is located in a Delhi warehouse. Say suppose आपका कोई बैंगलोर का कस्टमर है, तो अगर आपका बैंगलोर वेयरहाउस में माल पड़ा है, तो chances of your listing getting shown to him is higher than even a better product of it being there. So please do remember that. और इसमें अगर आप प्लान करते हैं तो what you can do is that you can actually send the material in time. उसमें आप रेगुलर हैं, प्रेफर्ड हैं, उसमें कोई नहीं है. It is open for all and everything is very democratic there. If you are able to take the appointments well in time, please do that and then do it. As I told you, spread it at least 1 month before the big sale happens. Now where we face the challenge was जो 2-3 हमारे SKUs में आपको बता रहा था जहाँ पे हम स्टॉक आउट हो गए थे. हमारे पास माल था पर हम उसको अंदर नहीं भेज पा रहे थे क्योंकि हमारे को अपॉइंटमेंट्स नहीं मिल रही थी, क्योंकि हमारे जो हमारे जो कैपेसिटी थी वो हमारी ऑलरेडी फुल थी. सो वी वर नॉट एबल टू इवन क्रिएट द शिपमेंट्स मेनी टाइम. जैसे ही हमारे को शिपमेंट बनाने को मिलता था हम एकदम शिपमेंट बना देते थे. उसके बाद हमारे को अपॉइंटमेंट नहीं मिलती थी, फिर बहुत मुश्किल से अपॉइंटमेंट लेकर उसको भेज देते थे. तो कई बार हमारा, जैसे अभी वेरी रिसेंटली वन ऑफ द एसक्यूज और टॉप सेलिंग एसक्यू, अभी वो कल इन्वर्ट हुआ है. हम 5 दिन तक उस पर स्टॉक आउट रहे हैं. सो व्हाट वी यूज्ड टू सेल इजीली 60-70 units per day, that average came down to 5 just because of that in the last 5 days. So huge loss, a notional loss, you can say it that way. So you spread it much in advance, 1.5 months much in advance at least. Spread it across many warehouses as you can. And then what happens is that there comes a lull period before the sale. तो वो हफ्ता 10 दिन 4 दिन 5 दिन, when people are actually looking up for the products, what they will do is that they will put it in their carts, knowing that sales time पे जो है जो sellers हैं उसके जो है rates कम करेंगे, so they put it in their carts and they feel that the rate has come down, they will buy. So उससे पहले आपका ads करना is justified. You should build up some rankings. अगर आपका कोई product 30 रैंक पे चल रहा है कैटेगरी में, 25 रैंक पे चल रहा है, थोड़ा सा ad लगाकर अगर आप उसको 15, 20, 25 टाइप पे ला सकते हैं तो nothing like it. So you can do that. Of course आपको लगेगा कि यार सेल तो आ नहीं रही है, एक बड़ा हाई है, but you keep it as a part of your budget कि भाई ये मेरे को स्पेंड करना ही है इतना, right? Now this sale from 8th of October, if I'll just talk about what is happening concurrently, 8th October to 12th of November, That's about 45 days. Okay. So 45 days may, depending on the kind of seller you are usually, you can say that, okay, I will be doing 2x the number that I have done, in the past or in on the average. अगर मेरे को 2x करना है नंबर, देन यू कैन काइंड ऑफ रिवर्स वर्क इट आउट कि 45 दिन के अंदर मुझे इतना नंबर करना है. सपोज अगर आप सपोज 1000 यूनिट्स करते हैं, एक एग्जांपल दे रहा हूं मैं आपको, आप 1000 यूनिट्स करते हैं तो यू विल से ओके आई विल बी डूइंग एट एन एवरेज ऑफ अबाउट 2000 यूनिट्स. 45 डेज के अंदर 2000 मंथली का जो एवरेज है, 45 डेज का मतलब हो गया कि मैं 3000 यूनिट बेचूंगा. 3000 यूनिट को आप रिवर्स वर्कआउट करेंगे. ओके. सो 3000 यूनिट्स अगर आप बेचेंगे तो आप सोचिए कि अगर सपोज आज की डेट में अगर आप कोई स्पेंडिंग करते हैं, तो यू से कि ओके, मेरी जो है ना 20% ऑर्गेनिक सेल होती है, सॉरी 20% इनऑर्गेनिक सेल होती है, यानी कैंपेन्स के थ्रू. एक एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ, द नंबर्स कैन वेरी. और 80% जो है मेरी ऑर्गेनिक सेल होती है. सो व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन इज दैट यू से दैट आउट ऑफ 3000 यूनिट्स, 2400 के करीब मैं ऑर्गेनिक बेचता हूँ रेशो के हिसाब से, एंड रफली 600 मैं इनऑर्गेनिक बेचता हूँ. राइट. बट बिकॉज इट विल बी लाइक हाई कॉम्पिटिशन टाइम, तो आपका हो सकता है इनऑर्गेनिक जो है आपको थोड़ा ज़्यादा पैसा खर्चना करना पड़े. तो आप बोलिए कि ठीक है, 600 की बजाय 750 में इनऑर्गेनिक बेचूंगा और 2400 की बजाय 2250 में ऑर्गेनिक बेचूंगा. तो आपने अपना रेशो उधर से कर लिया, थोड़ा सा स्क्यू कर लिया आपने कि भाई खर्चा मेरा थोड़ा ज़्यादा होगा. अगर आप कहते हैं कि भाई मुझे 750 इनऑर्गेनिक बेचना है, अब मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ. सपोज आप कहते हैं कि जी मैं 50 रुपीज पर यूनिट का खर्चा करता हूँ तो मेरे को एक सेल आती है. तो अगर आप उसको पहले तो बढ़ा लीजिए, 60 पर यूनिट कर लीजिए, क्योंकि जब आप एड स्पेंड्स वगैरह करने जाएंगे सेल्स के टाइम में वो थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा आएगा ही आएगा. और उसको 60 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दीजिए, जो 750 यूनिट्स थी उसको 60 से मल्टीप्लाई करके देख लीजिए. So it is roughly 45,000 rupees, that you are planning to spend in about 45 days period, which is like 1,000 a day. So this is a reverse calculation that I have done for you. कि आप 45,000 के नंबर पे फिक्सेटेड रहिए कि भाई मेरे को ये 45,000, या किसी के केस में 90,000 हो, या किसी के केस में 2 लाख रुपया हो, कि आपको ये स्पेंड करना ही करना है 45,000 रुपया. और ये 45,000 पे मेरा ए कॉस्ट का नंबर जो है वो सपोज 10% आएगा, और सेल्स का जो नंबर है मेरा रफली अराउंड 3000 यूनिट्स बनेगा मेरा. उसके हिसाब से अपनी कैंपेन्स चेक कीजिए, जो बेस्ट कैंपेन चलती है, जो बेस्ट प्रोडक्ट का कैंपेन चलता है, आप उसी पे फिक्सेटेड रहिए और उसको बेहतर करते जाइए. एंड दिस इज हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू सर्वाइव एंड डू वेल in the sales period. Yes, of course, there are kind of supports available also from the marketplaces, but then all those happens if you are in the preferred category where you can do certain things and work out how best things can be done. So this is what all I had to say, on this. I, of course, take very, very small and short sessions so that, people have the interest and they maintain the interest throughout the session. In case there are any questions, I can take it. Do we have any questions? So in case we have no questions, I think we can call it a day. In case there is still a question somewhere, I can take it in the chat box. I think there is something in the chat. Let me see. Yeah. So Chaitanya, you are asking what's your average budget plan for the sales season for ads? So people come with deep pockets. I would say that I ended up spending about 35% more, around one third more during this period, than what I normally do on a day. And I was geared up to spend up to 50% more also. I hope this answers your question. Any other question is there? Approx value of the ads in what sense? You can just unmute yourself and maybe we can have a chat. Chaitanya, would you like to unmute yourself and maybe we can just have a chat? Or like a number. So that totally depends on your sales figure. So what happens is that just say I ended up spending around 5.5 this month in this period. But that can totally depend on whether you are spending 55,000, 50,000, 1 lakh. That is totally dependent on you. अगर मैं on an average अगर आप एक level पे खर्चा कर रहे हैं, what I just mean to say is कि वो level per day का आपका 35 to 50% बढ़ सकता है. And it is okay. If you are seeing you are selling good, you can do it. There were times like in our first year, we would not spend much of the money because there were like people with really deep pockets, sellers with really deep pockets who would spend a lot of money. But there is no right answer to that. Matlab, it totally depends on what is your stage as a seller in the system as of now. Any other question we may have? Thanks, Chaitanya. Chaitanya, we can pick up the conversation offline also if you want. That's not an issue. Okay, if we have no more question, I thank you a lot for attending the session today, and we'll have more such sessions. Thank you, Chaitanya, and thank you all.